Best advice here is keep the hide pulled as far away from the skull as you can and cut as close to the bone as you can, because these eyelids are going to be underneath there and you want to get as much of that eye skin as you can so the taxidermist has that to work with. So, you know, again, get it up here. I'm going to pull that tight and I'm just going to go along as close to the bone as I can. And I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to keep tension, and that will, you know, it'll want to come off on its own. What you're going to have is you're going to have this skin that's pulling like right on the eye socket, and if you cut too close to that, you're going to cut this corner right here of the eye out, and you'll make a nice slice in it, and those are hard to repair. I mean, they're certainly repairable, but you'd prefer not to do it. So keep it pulled out and cut as close to the bone as you can, and all of a sudden it'll come on down. You'll get into the tear duct and it'll be the same, you know, the same thing. Keep it pulled out tight, go close to the bone until you're confident you're down here, you know, below the white of the eye. Now we have both eyes free, and it's time to start peeling it forward and loosening up the skin a little bit. So all I'm going to do is just going to pull out, and anything that's connecting right there, just give myself some more room to work with, because we got to get the lips out next, and the nose. And once I feel like I've got, you know, a fair amount of skin off and kind of trimmed out of the way so that it'll move, you're just going to take the head and turn it up like this, and we'll start with the bottom lip. And all we're going to do is pull that lip out, and right there where it hits those top teeth, that's where you're going to start your cut. And you're just going to go follow it along that jawline. Just again, stay close to the bone. You want to have a little bit of that lip skin inside the mouth there for the taxidermist to use. It's the gums area, whatever, but if you just follow the bone, the jawline, you're going to be just fine. Next step, we'll move up to the upper lip right under the nose. Same thing, just get it pulled off away from there and just make a trim right along the jawbone line. And as you start to get inside, right here in this corner where this mouth's going to meet, you're going to see a whole bunch of kind of bumpy looking skin. Cut down into that, pull it out with your thumb, and you just got to kind of cut through that part so it'll release. It's just kind of a muscly, you know, thing right there that's got all these, I don't know what they are, bumps. Looks like little tentacles or something, but that's gonna, once you get sawed through that gently, then you can start pulling it all apart again and going right up again with where you were along the edge of the bone. Do that on both sides. Staying right in here tight to this jawline. Just like this, right down through here. And you'll see, once I get this trimmed away a little bit, you can see that stuff right there. That's what you want to cut through inside the mouth. Give the taxidermist some of that stuff to work with, but you got to cut through a little bit of it to get your skin out of there. Just pull it and tick the edge of the blade along, and it'll do its thing. Alright, now we got most of that lip line loose. So what we got to do now is go right up underneath the nose, just pull it back, just cut right along that edge. The nose is cartilage, so once you start to feel it, as you're cutting up along there gently, we're just going to cut right through that cartilage. We're just going to cut. Now as we go up along this nose here, pulling it back, keeping it tight, we're just going to, you'll start to get up into the cartilage part. And once we do that, we're just going to cut that cartilage off and leave it right in the nose. As you can tell, right here, I can feel it. I'm starting to get up into that cartilage. So I'm just going to pull that back. And I'm going to cut through that right there. And that part is what the taxidermist makes the big bucks to skin out and take care of. The scalpel will cut right through that cartilage, so it's no problem. And you'll see it, you can see it starting to disconnect. And again, I'm just following the bone, kind of understanding what it is that is underneath there, of course. And as you get going, the nose will fold back and you realize, okay, I'm getting up away from it, so it's okay to get through that cartilage bit so I can continue skinning to get it off. Okay, almost there. The lips are off, the nose is off, the ears are disconnected. So now essentially all we've got left connecting the skin is right up, around the bridge of the nose and right through here. So all we're going to do is just peel it back, again, pull it tight. You'll see where that tissue connects, and we're just going to, wick away at that tissue that's connecting. And eventually, as we work our way down, we're going to meet where we came up, and then the entire face will be loose, and we'll just pop it on out of there. We got most of that skin off the face pretty well loose, and I should be able to grab that nose and pop it off of there, and then that skull is going to come right out of there, and we are almost home. Now we just keep rolling it back, cutting the tissue away until all that neck meat pops out of there. Well, we're getting really close now, down to the last few cuts, and this neck meat's going to come right out of here, and we'll have the cape completely removed from the deer. Again, just pull it tight, look for the blue, white of the cape, don't cut into that, cut along the edge of it, all these connective tissues. You won't have too much problem with cutting your cape. There we go. Heads out. Cape's right here in good shape. She's ready to go. If I was in the backcountry or I was somewhere looking to save space, if at all possible, I'd roll this hide up like this, to make it as small as I could, and I would freeze it solid, keep it in a bag. If you can get it, taken to a store or something that has a freezer, and you give them a few bucks, generally they'll throw it in the freezer and freeze it solid for you, and then that'll keep in a cooler, you know, for a good week, as long as the cooler is a halfway decent, you know, quality, and you won't have any trouble with it. What do you do with this? Well, if you got a saw, you can go ahead and take the antlers off. Pretty easy, just like you were gonna do, you know, an antler mount. Go from eye to eye, right here, straight down, right across there with a hacksaw. Tip it up. Go right behind the ear butt, right level with the ear butts, right in there, and go straight in to the back corner of that eye. So you're going to start up here on these earlobes and come straight in to the back corner of the eye, and that's all the skull that you need to do your shoulder mount. So, like I said, it's not that tough. If you're out somewhere where you really need to save the space, or you just want to do things yourself, this is the procedure you follow. Obviously, you can mess up a cape really bad, so don't do this if you don't have to. I mean, if you're right where you can get it to your taxidermist, let them do it. But if you're going someplace and you don't have a lot of room, or, you know, weight is an issue, get one of these little scalpel knives, scalpel handles, number 22 blades. Keep them in a pack. You can absolutely cape the deer out yourself.